Hey everybody, it's Mikey Bosco. I'm going to show you some of the trees here at my house. First one's going to be the beech one. Right here is a beech tree. We didn't plant it. It was like this when we first moved here in town. It's a big tree. I don't know how big they actually get, but this next one, there's a little bit of a story. When we first moved here about 4 years ago, I noticed like this little tree in front of the house. I was like, hey, this is a good tree. Well, here it is. It's the cedar. And these just in the last year, there's like one or two, and then like the whole tree this year just lit up with these little pine cones, or in this like the cedar trees. There's a fun fact about the cedar trees. Normal pine trees, the pine cones grow down from, like the branch down, but not with cedars. Cedars, they grow from the right here up on the branch, which is pretty cool. And like they're a little bit smaller pine coney shapes. And then that's how they start, is like that like little purple one, and then within a year they just get like that snowy color. Yeah, I mean, like when we had that tree here out in front of the house, if I had to ascertain or guess the age of it, it was probably to the point of it was probably like at least 2.5, maybe 3 years. Like it was like a seedling that was underneath a whole bunch of other brush that nobody would have known if they didn't look out for it. And I just like said, oh, hey, nice tree. And instead of throwing it away, I'm like, you know what, I'll throw it on the side of the house. Thing's doing beautiful. And right here is a chokecherry tree that was, yet again, it was self-planted from, I guess, like a bird ate the seeds, and then they like dumped out the seeds, because here it is. This is a nice tree, very nice. Yet again, I'm taking care of that one because I like taking care of different types of trees. You already saw in the other video the hazelnut, but I'm going to, for the ones that didn't, I'm going to show you again. This is a hazelnut tree. There's also something really cool. See, this like little branch right here, and then there's another one. They're considered sucker branches, which are okay. I mean, it will produce hazelnuts, but in order to maximize productivity for people that do type of tree farming with nut trees, or this in general, even for homeowners that want to do this, like what you do is you take the branches like this, like you score off a little bit of the bark, put on root tone, then put dirt on. You put dirt on the branch that you want to grow as a tree. Then once you start seeing the root ball forming, you want to cut the below the below a little bit below the root ball. Then what you do is you dig a hole. You take your newly formed rooted cutting of the American hazelnut, and then you could just put it in a huge block of hazelnuts. And then what you could do is take your backyard, if you have a small one, you could actually productivity wise, you could like make a good product out of your own backyard, which, you know, that's what I'm that is more like, I was at home, not Home Depot, but Tractor Supply, and I saw this tree. I was like, hey, American hazelnut, why not? Because, you know, the other ones had like 6-year productivity rate, so it's like after you plant it 6 years, you have to wait and it starts producing. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. So I saw the American hazelnut, 3 years. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, I mean, it's on its 2nd year right now, and the thing is like exploded with growth. And right now, I want to show you a spruce tree that I have for. It's going to be a Christmas type of tree for really cheap. I got this at Topsfield Fair. You could probably get them at any other like fairground, you know, in different states, different counties. Because when I got this at Topsfield, Mass's Topsfield Fair, it was only one tree seedling for $1, which is like, it's cool. Because like what they do is they have their own tree farms for people that want to grow their own trees. And, you know, I mean, like, you gotta look at it like this. If you get like 10 trees, that's $10. You could have, you know, you could use them for a border fence, or, you know, like virtually anything. I mean, yeah, granted, it's going to take some time for the stuff to grow, but it is good. Yeah, I'm going to show you the front of the tree, because it's pretty cool and unique in its own way. Now, see, what you're going to see right off the bat is that little stubby. That used to be the actual main leading branch that would have went up to about like right here. But what happened was it had storm damage, and it stopped growing from that point, and then this branch right behind it just like formed up. And I'm not even going to do anything with this. I'm just going to keep that as is, because I'm just going to like let it grow. And then I'm going to use it for a Christmas tree when it gets to that point. It's not to that extent yet, but that will be a good Christmas tree. Also, here's something that I picked up quite recently. Well, as recent as this year. It's a composter called Earth Machine. It's out of Quebec, Canada, I guess the company is. Because they had, it was in, the directions was in French, then Spanish and English, I guess, or like are a combination of those three. But yeah, no, I mean it's good. It's a good machine. It's basically filled up to about like right here right now. But all this like right in here, all that darkness, that is composting dirt, or what is considered composted. Which, yeah, you know, like, and then like what you do is, say you get a composter like that, or any type of composter, you could take the compost that's finished, and then like when you cut your lawn, or if you have a chipper shredder and you take the greens and the chipping shreddings of the sticks together, like what you could do is throw that in to your composter. Whatever you have that's already technically finished compost, you could take that, put the finished compost into this stuff that you're trying to compost, because it's already being kick-started, so you don't have to put in any of that compost starting stuff, because like I said, all that stuff that you were composting over, you know, a few months or whatever, you could start like another thing of compost, which is cool. But then again, it also helps if you have more than one composter. I don't know the exact gallonage on that. I'm not like really 100% on it, but I'll probably find out at some point. But yeah, I mean it's good. Now I'm going to show you a Rose of Sharon, which is an awesome tree. This is like one out of the 4 that we had since we moved in, or way before we moved in. There's one of the Rose of Sharon. Then there's another one right there. That one is a Rose of Sharon, but it's grown like a tree. Notice you see like the one massive stem and then 2 leaders with a whole bunch of branches. That should be like this one right here, where it's multiple branches, multiple leaders, but it looked like over time somebody was maintaining that one particular Rose of Sharon. And then there's the other Rose of Sharon right there, which is like the other one, but it's not as big because of my neighbor's hemlock tree. Plus, I mean, like, this area was like overgrown, to say the least, when we moved here. Like, it was massively overgrown. And then this is a different type of color Rose of Sharon. Those ones over there are the white flowered. This is like a purplish pink type of color. I mean, very nice flowers. But I was talking to or my mother actually was talking to an instructor about these. Every spring you have to cut them down like severely, not to the point of like almost cutting them out, but this cutting them up so you could let it grow. But I mean, that's what you gotta do for as far as those go. But I mean, like I said, it's an awesome brush, very nice. But like all in here, when we first came in, it was psychotically overgrown. But it wasn't, on that side, it wasn't as bad as over here. Like, I mean, it was from there to about right where my foot is. It was like all psychotically, like, you couldn't even go anywhere. Because there was like different types of brush growing into each other. Of course, I mean, like, we're gonna have to deal with this probably November or next spring. I don't know what these white flowers are, but they are beautiful. And my mom loves to plant all different flowers and whatnot. I'm more like the tree guy of the family. Every time I get a tree, it's like I treat it like a little kid, until it gets established, and then, it's cool. Like whenever I'm like done with work for the day or whatever, I just go out and just chill by my trees and brush. It's kind of peaceful there, just chilling out. Oh, I'll show you my string beans that I grew. Let's see if we got anything to see. Oh yeah, yep, there's one right there. Those couple string beans are not really ripe as of yet, but that's what I got planted. And then here's the inside of this right here was, from here to here was like totally thick and overgrown, but we're trying to make a path over there. But you can see that's the seed head of the Rose of Sharon. And then there's the rhododendron. Oh yeah, the rhododendron's like right over there. It's kind of nowhere to place, but I'll see if I can get it. It's like right where that like beyond that purple is the rhododendron. Alright, this will be on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I will post in all three tonight. So yeah, Mikey Bosco out. Have a good night. And if you work tomorrow, have a good day. If you don't have to work tomorrow, dude, have an awesome day off. Alright, I will talk to you all later. Bye.